Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Tuesday, August 23rd, and we are here answering financial questions for you. Today, we are trying to just hold your hands, walk you through whatever the next best financial decision is in your life. And if you would like that kind of assistance, hop on the website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and let us know if you want to come on the air. Mark does all the rest, and that is what Maddie did. Maddie is on the air here with us from New York, just I think a river away, perhaps. So welcome, Maddie. How can we help you out?
Hey, Jill. Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me on today. I am looking for some advice on how to get my mom on track with her finances.
Oh, concerned daughter. Look out. Mark, get the couch out. This is a therapy session. I can tell right away.
Okay. So actually, unfortunately, my father passed away recently.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Thank you. So we are kind of in the process right now of going through their financial accounts and setting her up. We are going through my father's 401k and other parts of that, and we came to realize that my father made some questionable decision making. He did some questionable things with his 401k during his last year. So that's mainly what I'm calling about today, but I also wanted to just get your advice on setting her up with her new, cost of living expenses, and there's some Social Security and pension involved, and just making sure she's going to be, set up okay.
Okay. How old's mom?
Mom is 67.
Okay. And is she working right now or not?
She works part-time for a resort. So she kind of can go and take off a week if she needs to. It's really flexible. So if she needs extra money, she'll go and she'll work.
How much do you figure, just on average, not now because your father just died, but what do you think in an annual, in any given year that she's making part-time?
She's probably making, about 1,000 a month. I would say maybe 30, 40,000 a year.
Okay. All right. I'll just say 30, just keep it low. Now, was Dad working when he passed away, or had he retired already?
He had retired. He was in a union, so he was able to retire at 55.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away when he was 64. So he did have a pension, and my mom will receive part of that pension, a reduced part.
How much is the reduction? What is the amount she will receive?
I believe she'll be receiving $2,400.
Your dad was collecting Social Security?
He was, and he actually took the full amount because I know he was eligible for partial, and he waited, and then when he found out he was sick, he decided to take the full amount. So,
okay.
But now my mom also receives Social Security, so she'll be receiving I think it's combined, and so she'll be receiving, I think it's $1,500 a month from them.
Okay. Does mom own her own house?
Yes. So they own a house in, it's probably worth $200,000 at this point. And they own land that's about 11 acres. That's probably worth about 175, I would say.
Is it abutting the house, or is this a completely separate area?
So completely separate. My dad really loved Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and he wanted to build a house there. So he was actually in the process of putting down a driveway and doing all these things when he got sick. So now my mom just has the land and she wants to hold on to it. It's about 3 hours from where she actually lives.
Hold on a second. Is this oh, Daddy loved it, I can't sell it?
It's just it would be like selling a piece of his soul. So we can't deal with it right now with
I'm just going to write down my notes. I have land, PA, 11 acres, 175, selling piece of soul. I'm just writing that down so I have it, so I don't go back there without understanding that. The house that's worth $200,000, is there a mortgage on it?
There's not, but she also has a third property. They owned an apartment in New York.
Okay. And how much is that worth?
Probably about $300,000.
Okay. And is there a mortgage on that?
There is. So they refinanced to have a mortgage on that to pay off their land that they bought.
And so is that mortgage 175 or a little bit less?
It's a little bit less.
So what's the game plan here? She wants to keep the apartment and the house, right? Both?
She wants to keep everything, all of the property assets. Yeah.
Okay. How much was dad's 401? How much is dad's 401k worth, I should say?
So we were kind of surprised. So my mom had thought that his retirement was in a money market account. So when we got access to his account, we realized that he had been investing at least 75% of it in ETFs and not like normal ETFs. I don't know a lot about, stocks. I do my own retirement, like set it and forget it, but they do like, people are telling me he was doing like short stocks.
Right.
So he was like betting against the market, and he was kind of doing this on and off for like 10 years.
Oh, well, it probably worked for a while. What's the account worth now?
So it's down to 200, and about 40,000 of that is in cash.
Do they have money in the bank, or does your mom have money in the bank?
So she'll have some life insurance policies coming through. That's probably about like 40,000. But other than that, no, she does like, there's not a checking, maybe like 10,000 or so, but no significant savings.
Okay. So when she gets the life insurance, just put that in savings. That's easy. Okay. So she'll have 50 grand in savings, and let's not touch that. That's important. How much do you think your mom needs to live on for real?
She does not spend a lot of money. So I think maybe her expenses would be 4 to max 5,000 if she was planning on going to like on vacation, So,
All right. Well, that's good because she has, from part-time work, 2,500 a month over the time. I know it doesn't come in exactly like that, but 30 grand a year, 1,500 a month from Social Security, 2,400 a month from the pension. That's taxable. And so she's probably right about there. So where is the old 401k held?
It's held with Fidelity. It's a traditional IRA. So my understanding is that you'll have to start withdrawing at 72, I believe.
Right. And so she's going to now have what's called a beneficiary IRA. Unless the law changes, which it could, by the way, she'll have to start receiving that money at age 72. A certain amount will come out. And so the idea that there's 40 grand in cash is awesome because, look, she needs something it has to be steady, number one, but also she's going to need to have distributions come out. So that I think is actually pretty smart for her. But it would be about $1,000 a month or 13 grand ish is what it looks like based on today's values. So if she were 72 today, she'd have to pull about 13 grand a year out of that retirement account. That would just contribute to her income and it would be taxable to her. So she'd have taxable income, which, it's interesting because in a weird way, you think, oh, I don't know how much your dad made over the course of his life, but, she's still in a pretty high tax bracket, weirdly, right? Because you would think, oh, she doesn't have a ton of money, but, Social Security, you add in the pension, you add in her required minimum distribution. Again, this is the future, so I'm not saying this is today. And then you have her part-time work. And all of a sudden it looks like, she's got some taxable income there. Not a ton. I'm just pointing out that it is income. How much longer do you think she wants to work part-time? Does she like it?
No, well, it's like a social activity,
Yeah, sure.
She does like to work. So yeah, I think as long as she can. She's 67, but she's like has the mind and body of like a 40-year-old. So
okay, so you think is it reasonable for me to say until she reaches that age of when she's taking required minimum distribution, she'll still make that 2,500 a month? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you want the good news or the bad news?
I like the bad news first, please.
You're my kind of gal. Mark, do you want to guess what the bad news is?
Are you going to say sell the property?
I'm going to say selling a piece of your father's soul. How does that sound?
Oh, no, that sounds terrifying.
It's not going to be terrifying. It won't be. You don't have to do it this second, but you're going to have to do it because we need liquidity. Mom's young. She could live 30 more years. So here's what we're not going to have in the future. So just presumably in the future, she's going to have maybe $5,000 a month in income. Okay, I'm forgetting about the part-time work. Let's say she can't do that anymore at age 72. But that $5,000 a month is not all going to first of all, some of it is coming in. It's going to be taxable, Social Security and pension, and it's all going to be taxable rather. And required minimum distributions, it's all well and good, but that's $5,000 a month that's not been taxed yet, and we need $2,000 or $3,000 a month extra. Essentially, what your mom needs to do is replace that part-time work and pull that out of some pot somewhere. Okay. And guess what? You happen to have a pot of money. And it's called the land. Now, this sounds terrible. I can't believe that I have to, Mark, is there any other way that I can avoid selling a piece of dad's soul? I'd like to think of it this way. And this is my own creative adjustment, so I know it's not my father. I worry when people are emotionally attached to a thing. Your dad sounds like a really interesting guy, and I know you loved him, but what he probably didn't want was to force your mother into making hard financial decisions at a time when she was 72 years old by herself. And I think that if you don't free up that land, then we don't have enough liquidity so that she can live comfortably. But with selling that land, she is like, it's done. She makes it. It's good. That land is not developed. Is anybody going to develop that? You think you're really going to, are you going to build the house there?
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, no one wants to build a house there. One thing we had thought of was like increasing, like my partner and I moving, and like she could use this as a rental income. This apartment.
Wait a minute. Let's talk about this whole plan. I like these multi-generational plans. So tell me about you and the partner. What's going on?
So me and partner have been together for over 10 years. We've tried to get married. We haven't been able to because of COVID, and then my father was sick. But anyway,
ask Mark about that. He just got married.
Okay. Yeah.
So Maddie, you've been with your partner for 10 years. Where do you guys live now? Like, you have an apartment that you own, or do you rent?
Oh, I did not tell you this key part. Yes, we live in my parents' apartment, and we pay them rent. So this is a huge yes. We have.
Oh, you kind of forgot about that. Okay, so live in, and your mom is there or not?
She's not. She lives in the home.
The house.
Yeah.
So do you pay market rent to her?
We do not. We have a child's discount, which, is probably, it's close to $2,000. So
you pay $2,000 a month. And what could she rent that for, just in general?
I think the going rate is like $2,500. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. So, all right. So she does have rental income of $24,000 a year.
Yes, she does.
That's big. Do you want to stay in that apartment? Do you guys plan to actually buy the apartment from mom?
I don't think we're going to buy it, but I think we're going to stay here for a little while. I don't know our future. Like we have savings. We do want to purchase something at some point, but we're not in a rush. We're kind of feeling things out.
Why would you be in a rush since you're like paying below market rent to your mother and making her have to sell a piece of your father's soul?
Exactly. I know. I don't want to put her out like that. I
can't. Okay, hold on a second. How much do you and the partner make together?
We probably make like $200,000 together.
Oh, that's nice. Tell me more about you guys. Like, just tell me a little bit about your financial lives so I can try to make this all work as one big plan. So are you both putting money into retirement?
Yes, we both have 401ks. I have a 403b.
Are you a teacher?
No, I'm not. I actually work at a nonprofit.
And how much are you putting into your 403b?
I think I maxed that out. So that's maxed out every year.
Maxed out at $20,500 or maxed out to the match?
To the match. So probably put like 13% in.
Okay, good. And what's your actual income, Maddie? What's yours?
105.
Okay, now partner. Tell me about what partner does for money and contribution to retirement.
He has a savings that's his 401k with his work. I'm not sure what his matches or what he contributes there. He has like a IUL policy with his father. So
is his father an insurance salesman?
No, but they have an advisor, so they work together on that.
Mark, IUL is Universal Life Insurance Policy, an index universal life insurance policy. I won't get in the middle of that one. How much is in that policy?
I don't know when it comes to that thing.
See, this is why you got to get married and you can do all of the reveals.
I told him, I was like, she's going to ask. And he's like,
yep.
Tell her you'll call her back when
you're married. Okay. So you guys have money in cash, just like a reserve fund for the two of you?
Yeah, we do. We have like $50,000 in cash. And then we have in our, separate brokerages that probably have like $25,000 together.
Each. Oh, together. Okay, got it. All right, good. This is all good. Now we don't have to sell a piece of your father's soul. We do have to charge you more in rent, I'm sorry to say.
Okay.
Mark, what do you think the rent is? What can you tell us a little bit about the apartment? Because I feel like you're completely underselling how much you should be paying in rent. Because you know that they just had a report out that the average rent in New York City is ding 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 $4,000 a month. So is this a 2 bedroom or a 1 bedroom?
So it's a 1 bedroom, but it's in a really nice area. And I do have
Mhm.
to say that I had like more of a child's discount. Like, as I've made more money, that's kind of disappeared a little bit, which it should. But yeah,
Can you guys pay 2,500 a month?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's do that. Let's make it 2,500 a month.
Okay.
Okay. And the reason is that we just need mom to have like beefed up income. So that would mean 2,500 a month in rent. She has the 2,500 a month from the part-time work, which may or may not continue, Social Security and pension. And that should allow her to really stockpile a little bit more cash. We want her to have some cash. So when that cash from the insurance is added to the savings and you have $50,000, I wouldn't mind it to be 60-ish, to give her a full year, money in the bank, nothing to worry about. So we want her to have 60 grand in emergency reserves. Do you have siblings?
I do. I have one brother.
Do
He
you
has.
like them?
I do. We've had our highs.
Is he the bust out or you're the responsible one?
Oh, you better believe it. Of
I
course.
knew it. How did I have that? Did I sniff that out, Mark, or what? I knew it. I knew there was one who was like, no, we shouldn't sell the land. No. Okay. But does he need help from your mother?
No, the other way around. He's been saving since he was working at Quick Chicken when he was 16. He's all set. He's good. He has
All right.
cash buried everywhere somewhere.
Oh, okay. We used to call that the money tree. You bury it in the backyard. You have little cans of money with very Sopranos-esque. All right, but he's okay. You're okay. You're gonna get married. Pay her $2,500 in rent. Okay, just do that anyway because you have to get used to paying real rent. But I mean, you've gone through a lot. And I'm okay with you not wanting to sell the land for the time being. However, I think there's two things that are going to likely make this change. I think that in the next few years, you've got to decide whether you feel less emotional about it. And if you do, it's an asset that can really secure your mother's financial future. And if you think of it more of like, instead of selling piece of dad's soul, how about buying mom's financial sanity and peace of mind for her? I kind of think that's really what you're doing. You buy her comfort and peace of mind rather than say, I'm selling dad's soul. I think if she can think of it that way, she would probably say, you know what? My husband was a great guy, all this stuff. Like, I'm sure he wanted me to be taken care of. But I think that you've got some time to make a decision and you and your partner need to figure out, how to kind of live your lives and be secure, unless you want to buy the apartment from her, which is fine. You could do that. Maybe not this second, but maybe you just want to go somewhere else. I don't know. But I'm just saying that there should be that 175-ish, 150, 175 of liquidity, either by selling the land or selling the apartment would be very helpful for your mother right now. Very helpful. All right. I'm sorry I increased your rent, but I did keep your father's soul for another year, maybe.
I'm happy to. Yeah, we're happy to do that. This was a recent thing that we started making more money, so that's good. I'm glad that.
Yeah,
it's
good.
Able to figure
That's
that.
good. And you guys should be, listen, you should be stockpiling your money. You should be making sure the market is changing. I mean, rents are going up in New York. If you want to stay in New York, you know the deal, which is, you have the beautiful ability to live in the center of the universe and it comes at a price. So the question is, where you want to live. Do you want to stay renters? Can you move farther afield from New York City? Does that mean you go, up to Hubbardsville, up in Hudson Valley? Does it mean you're going way out on the island? These are all questions you ask yourselves. But you're never going to find rent that's less than $2,500 a month in this area. So at least pay that to her, okay?
Absolutely, yes.
You're going to play this for her, and she's going to say, I don't want to raise your rent. And you're going to say, no, Jill said we had to. And that'll be that.
She will say that. She will.
Oh, that's good. I know she will. So when are you getting married?
I don't know. After all the stress of the past few years, we're kind of like, we don't want to add more stress by producing a wedding. So we're just like,
you know what? I completely understand that. These have been very stressful times in general, and having a death on top of that is even more stressful. So I'm so very sorry for your loss. I'm glad that I don't have to sell your father's soul, but I am happy that we can help you and help your mom. And if you have follow-up questions or things are going on or something changes, get back in touch with us, okay?
okay, thank you so much.
Oh, it's our pleasure. If you, like Maddie, are trying to help a parent, maybe you've gone through a crisis, maybe there's been an illness or a death, maybe there's a divorce, maybe there's a birth, maybe it's a happy thing. Who knows? Let us know how we can help you out. We'd love to do that. We love your stories. We really are much more interested in you than your money. Your money is a means to getting you where you want to go, okay? So if you need help, go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Mark will get you on the air if you would like to join us. Just check that box. Check out all the great content that lives on the JillOnMoney.com website. And don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Do something nice for someone else today. Grit, growth, grace. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.